Closed mouths don't get fed, and closed doors stop opportunity. For me, I've been fortunate that I've had a mentor who was able to open a lot of doors, particularly in the city. As I sit here and I look at 5 Points and I look at preservation here and the faces that are here, I know mentorship is the way that legacies are carried down. It's the way that people are taught and learn about what to do and how to do it. You see, actions do speak louder than words. Preservation has more to do with the people than it does just brick and mortar. Making sure that the culture is preserved by telling the stories, having it in writing, as well as in the people that are part of it. How do you save faces and places? Here's an example of how you can incorporate the faces of the community so people remember where this community started, and now we know where it's going by its architecture. But the preservation of these buildings has everything to do with privilege and power. So what else can you do to save faces and places? It's simple. You retain the culture. Culture is the thread of all communities. It is the buildings, it's the food, it's the people, it's the architecture, and it's policies, politics, and money. And that is exactly how we know preservation is working when we have investors. But who's at the table? Who's in the buildings? And whose buildings are we saving? Culture is one of the primary glue to every community. Come join me. You see, years ago in 5 Points, jazz was the culture. Years later, jazz is still here. If we come close to this door, you're going to hear a little bit of the jazz. Downbeat that you're hearing, the downbeat of jazz. You can hear it resonating through the building. That's the sound of history, the sound of culture. And now we have to preserve it. Preservation happens with everyone involved, from artists to those who work in architecture and just the residents of the neighborhood. So as we continue to save our cultures, you have to remember who is culture. What is culture? Culture looks a lot like this.